Picture a caveman. He's got a club. He drags a woman by the hair, back to his cave. Cue the laugh track. That image is everywhere. Cartoons, sitcoms, old textbooks. And it's almost completely wrong. Here's the strange part. Anthropologists studied mating across hundreds of human societies. Not the cartoon version, the real one. And they found something stranger than cavemen with clubs. Humans are one of the only primates on Earth that form long-term pair bonds, while still living in big social groups. Chimps don't really do that. Gorillas don't do that. We do. So why? What was really happening around the fire 40,000 years ago? And why does it still shape who you're attracted to right now? Let's start with what didn't happen. The caveman drags his mate by the hair idea isn't based on evidence. It's a Victorian-era cartoon, popularized in the late 1800s. It stuck around because it was simple, and it flattered a certain view of progress. The idea that ancient people were brutish, and we've since evolved past it. There's another myth, the opposite extreme, that ancient humans lived in totally free, anything-goes group mating. No pair bonds at all, and monogamy came later, invented by farmers who wanted to control property and inheritance. Both of these are oversimplified. The real picture comes from anthropology, primatology, and genetics, and it's messier and way more interesting. In the 1960s, anthropologist George Murdoch did something huge. He compiled data on hundreds of human societies worldwide. It's called the Ethnographic Atlas. One of the biggest findings: most societies historically permitted polygyny. One man, multiple wives, as an option. But permitting something and practicing it at scale are different things. Within those same societies, most actual marriages were monogamous. Why? Because polygyny is expensive. Supporting multiple spouses and their children takes resources most people never had. So the honest picture isn't everyone was monogamous. It's not everyone had multiple partners, either. Pair bonding was the baseline. One primary attachment between two partners. Polygyny got layered on top, mostly for people with the means, successful hunters, higher status men. And pair bonds go back a long way. Anthropologist Owen Lovejoy studied early hominin skeletons. He noticed early changes in our ancestors' bodies: smaller canine teeth, upright walking. His theory is called the provisioning hypothesis. Males who stuck around and helped feed one partner and her offspring had more surviving children, more than males who fought violently over many partners. Fewer fights, more food, more surviving kids. That's a body built for pair bonding, not for one dominant male fighting off all the rest. This is the part where it gets quite surprising. Pair bonding almost never meant an isolated family, alone in a cave. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy studies something called cooperative breeding. Her research says human children were raised by a wide circle: grandmothers, older siblings, aunts, uncles, even unrelated group members. Not just two parents. She calls this network allomothers. Human babies are unusually demanding. Compared to other primates, Hrdy's argument, no single pair could reliably raise a human child alone. The group raised the child. The couple was the core, but not the whole structure. This lines up with real hunter-gatherer societies, studied across southern Africa and South America. Child rearing and food sharing stretched far beyond the couple. Mating wasn't just private. It was part of a whole cooperative system. Why does any of this matter to you, scrolling on your phone right now? Evolutionary psychologist David Buss studied human mate preferences across dozens of cultures. He found people everywhere value identical things: clear signs of health, resources, and long-term commitment. While specific traits change by culture, the main categories don't. Buss argues these preferences aren't random. They fit a species evolved for long-term pair bonding, because human children grow up so slowly and need immense collective care. Choosing a dependable partner genuinely mattered. Anthropologist Helen Fisher studied the actual biology of bonding. An intense early attachment phase transitions into something deeper, calmer. She discovered this pattern in societies across the globe. This is exactly what you'd expect if pair bonding is deeply hardwired into us, rather than a modern invention. Granted, ancient humans weren't rigidly monogamous everywhere or even always. Anthropologists still debate the precise balance between pair bonds, polygyny, and casual dynamics across distinct historical eras. Yet most researchers agree on this. Humans evolved as a pair bonding species within a cooperative community, neither strictly lifelong monogamists nor an anything goes free-for-all either. So we can finally retire that old image of the caveman with a club. Here is the real story of what was happening around those ancient campfires. Couples building genuine, deep attachments, and families supported by a tight-knit circle of relatives. Human mate choice was driven by the exact same questions we still ask ourselves today. Can I truly trust this person? Can we actually raise children together? Will they stick around when things get tough? Honestly, that is the much better narrative. Not because it lacks drama, but because it perfectly explains who you are right now. The butterflies in your stomach, the sudden flashes of jealousy, that deep drive to find the one, and our natural instinct to lean on family the second a new baby arrives. None of it is random. It is just a few 100,000 years of pair-bonded, community-raised human history still quietly running in the background of your mind. So next time someone jokes about cavemen dragging their partners around, you'll know the real story. It looks a whole lot more like a supportive village raising a family than a scene out of a horror movie. If this completely changed how you picture our ancient ancestors, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow, and it only takes you 2 seconds. Our minds are still deeply wired for that ancient world, shaping how we love, live, and protect the people closest to us every single day. Don't forget to hit subscribe so the next video lands right in your feed.